Okay, so we have a Thursday grid in front of us here. We are looking at Thursday, February 1st of the Common Era in the 24th year of the second millennium. I wanted to also say, considering a name change, because for me here in Germany, to be more precise, Bavaria, it's nighttime. Well, it's like almost 6, but that means it's been dark for 2 hours this time of year. So I'm going to wind down with the crossword. Isn't that clever? Okay. So let's see what we got here. This is a Meisterstück, a good wine. I'll grab some video of it so that you can see it in a minute. Give you a sneak preview of the amazing workstation that I get because my wife lets me have it. So we're going to wind down here. Let's pull this up. Now I got a Simeon Siegel crossword, her grid today. Of course, Will Shorts, as always, editing. Let's see what we got. I just hope it's not a million rebuses or rebuy. I really do need to take the time to look that up and find out what's correct and what is not. So let's get into this grid here today. Okay. All right, zeros in soccer. Okay, zeros in soccer. I'm thinking those are nils. I'm not sure. Let's see. That's just the way I think out loud, I don't think there's anything I can do about that sound.
It's okay.
No, I mean, I need to work on it. I smack. Sometimes it's awful. Okay, so X blank from nothing, the Latin. Well, that's where we get. It's the root where we get the term nihilism. That's ex nihilo, but now I got to remember. Nihilo. Nihilo. I don't ex nihilo, Nihilo, I don't know. Gosh, I think just get with it. Okay. Okay, so up a creek, probably in something. Zeros and soccer. I mean, I got the N there, so I'm going to go with nils. And I'm going to say that a peak of revelation. Revelation. Well, I guess Genesis really had the Torah had nothing really to do with the last book of the New Testament. So Revelation doesn't have to be capitalized. Very valuable violin and formally, so that's a strat. And I think, don't we all dream of that? Yeah, this is Sinai. I think this is Mount Sinai. That's the peak of Revelation, where Moses revealed the tablets. But has anybody like me been a little confused because there's like a whole bunch of tablet reveals? Some are 10, some are 15, some are... Keeps going back to the drawing board, I guess. Not quite sure. A little bit of everything, maybe this and that. Is that going to work? Okay. If you do these long enough, you start to just be able to look at something and notice whether it's going to fit or not. You don't have to count it out. Lousy with. Rife. Rife, maybe? Rife with? Lousy with? I mean, I don't know. Character with a famous opening line. With a famous opening line. Well, let's just say up a creek. It's probably going to be in a fix. And here we have exposes personal information about online informally. I don't think strat's correct. I don't. So Stradivarius strat. So got it. So because that's what I think this is. Doxus here. Let's see. Past post wager at the track for. Let's see. No, it's not this and that, is it? That won't work because this right here is a late bet, and I don't know. Bean or noodle is a knob. You duck your nut, watch your knob. Winged mammal with rust-colored fur. Winged mammal with rust-colored fur. And now we have a comedic takedown. Probably a roast. I don't know. Just for grins and giggles, we have 10 as includes, and so includes is probably has. A winged mammal with rust. I don't know. Instrument with a bell. Instrument with a bell. Oh. Not oboe. Rocky Balboa plays the oboe. All right. Let's see. Character with a famous opening like Alibaba. Okay. And cultured dessert option. Cultured dessert option. Sounds like it's a yogurt thing. What that leads to. Depression precursor. Blank Harbor, Florida. That's actually Bal Harbor. So if that's Bal Harbor, then what do we got here? Cultured dessert option. Is this a red bat? Is that a thing? A red bat? Not snookered by is on 2, perhaps. And then Arthur Ashe, got it. Appeal as for peace. Appeal as for peace. I don't think it's this and that. I mean, this is that and because happen next would be ensue, right? Wouldn't it? And so I guess you could sue for peace. Fit and like the responses of yes or no. That and there. This and there. I don't know. Yes or no? I guess that would be terse. Yeah. So lead into side. I don't know. Journey of the mind would be. Don't know that either. Just off the top of my head. Have no co-conspirators. Maybe act alone. And gradual transition in art. I think we're talking about soft edge. By the way, this Meisterstück from Heinrich Föllmer is it's dry, but you can definitely taste the tree fruit in it. It's red apples and cherries and cassis. I'm not saying cassis is a tree fruit. I'm just saying mostly it's red apples and cherries that pop off there. Gradual transition in art. I think we're talking about a soft edge. I think. Now let's see. So ecocide, perhaps. Org whose initials omit its E for explosives. Okay. First Muslim Nobel laureate in 1978, and that was Sadat, Anwar Sadat. I think that was for peace, right? That was with he and Jimmy Carter. It was the whole thing. I don't know. It was from the late 70s, and I was barely kindergarten. Resolve. Resolve. So necessarily, it could be a verb. It could also be an adjective. one thing to resolve something. It's another thing to have the resolve necessary to accomplish such a feat. So, I don't know. Marginally, I'm thinking it's probably just a bit, maybe a tad. It's the other two. That's the only thing else I can think of. Bits and tads. So let's see. Resolve. So what do we got here? Brotherly greeting. Brotherly greeting. Are we talking like monks? Are we talking like how monks, what would a monk even say? I have no idea. So resolve. I'm starting to think this. So if we have this marginally, let's go over the tad. Probably correctly spelled would be best. And then journey of the mind could be a head trip. And that leaves us with the metal necessary, the resolve to settle something. So a cultured dessert option. I said earlier something yogurt, and now we've got T blank, B blank. So maybe TCBY. They used to be a client of mine. I was an ad exec in another life. Let's see. Brotherly greeting. My man. My man. Okay. That's pretty brotherly. 1957 hit by the Edsels with a nonsense title. I think that's Rama Ding Lama Ding Dong. I don't know. We're going to find out here in a second. But I still want to know what thit and there is. Thit and there. I don't get it. And so, crown in Persian, that is a Taj. It is a Taj in Persian. Me too. I don't get it. Me too. As am I. Wow. Cured Spanish meat. Now that's an interesting because I thought there was a B. No, that's the French jambon en français. En espagnol, it is jamon. Jamon. And I think that's where we get our ham sound. Indian spice mixes are masalas. And 3,600th of a degree. Depression precursor. A crash, maybe? Because, we got CRA. And I don't have any idea what 1/3600th of a degree is. Eventually is what I don't... 3,600th of a degree. I'm really concerned about this for some reason. Adolf, who purchased the New York Times in 1896. 1896. What an unfortunate name. But I guess it wasn't at the time. But that was Adolf Ochs. And so it gives us a C. So S blank C. The degree is DEG. It's punctuated. So I'm thinking that must be a second. I didn't know that, but I've learned something today. Maybe if I don't have that wrong at the end of this thing. Literature Nobelist Morrison. That would be Tony. Took a class in graduate school that just dedicated to nothing but studying Toni Morrison. It was fabulous. Way back when Clinton was still president. Okay. Casual rejection, going to go with a nah. Nah. And what do we got here? Are we getting set up again for another as am I? Sitting meditation pose. So that would be the asana. Oops, didn't mean to roll your screen around and apologize for that. Extra sweaty, meditative exercise, meditative exercise. I'm going to go with hot yoga. Found out about that for the first time in my life in this little town called Hyco, Texas. They had a hot yoga sign out. It was a little bitty town, and they had hot yoga there. Somebody told me what it was. Okay, we'll have fun with that. Potentially offensive, say. Potentially offensive. Is there any way that I could put my name in there? I mean, I can't fit it into 5 spaces. Potentially offensive. Scott fits, it's true. I'm going to say it's non-PC. Maybe it's not PC. I don't know. Like 20 for Little League. Like 20 for Little League. Like wood prepped for paper making. I think that's pulped. And let's see. Sex symbol. Sex symbol. Sects symbol. Here I am trying to enunciate. A sect is a sect. Sex. It's sex. Okay, got it. Play on that. So sex symbol. Risk Maker's mantra in brief. YOLO. You only live once. LAPD head. Well, Los Angeles will fit there, so we go with Los. Home of some of the best drivers in North America. Is that even a thing? We have good drivers? I have no idea. I don't think we've got good drivers. Kind of sense. Well, that's not going to work. Kind of sense. Possible hurdle for getting a master's for short. Well, gosh dang it. That could be a GMAT, GRE. Yes, the GRE is the only one I could think of that's 3 letters. So I'm going to go with that. And upside down parts of a roller coaster ride represented twice in the answer to each of this puzzle star clues. Ram-a-ding-dong. This and I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing part of it, but I'm not seeing it just yet. Maybe it's over here. Miko. Okay, whatever. We'll get around it. Okay, so that would be the loop-de-loop. Is that even a word? Do we say loop-de-loop?
Loop-de-loop, yeah.
I think so. So upside down parts of a roller coaster ride. So it would be loops, loop, and then de-loops. Randy looks, ogles. Or a family of hairdressers in North Texas, the Ogles. So I think a sex symbol is a cross. And going back to this isn't a state. I mean, this is a play on it. So some of the best drivers in North America, that's a PGA Tour. And now going back to this, like 20 for Little League is probably too old. What's this down here? Campus Health and Safety Org. Yes, okay, that would be sad. So it's too old, and I said it could be not PC or non-PC. I think I should have gone with what I really felt. Too old. Something tells me I'm going to think I've solved this in the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, and it's going to be wrong. We have to check it and realize that just something got missed in all these different little things. So kind of sense. I mean, if you have a spidey senses, maybe. So a middling. Does impressions of is going to be apes, and I think, okay, well, fair to middling. Some people in Texas think that's fair to Midland, as if the weather's nice enough to get on I-20 and head towards Midland, Odessa. I don't know. So fair, middling, got it. And gets hard to see through in a way with up. I'm going to go with fogs on this one. And need to pay will be O. You shouldn't have. Oh, gee. Overly involved. Messy. Subject covered in a madrasa. This isn't I. Prepare for a kiss, perhaps. Maybe in something. Move in. Is there another literature novelist, Nobelist Morrison? I think Tony's the only one. And then we've got actress Juliette. That's Juliette Lewis. Do you remember? It's not cheating if I ask my wife. She's in the room. It's only cheating if you look it up online. Actress Juliette. I'm going to go with Lewis. I don't know. I'm thinking Lewis. Well, wait a minute. So now this I know then. We got subject covered in a madrasa, Islam, and then messy. Speaking of very interesting classes, I took several Islamic appreciation and cultural studies classes in grad school. It was awesome stuff. So is this wine, by the way. So a depot abbreviation is either going to be STA or STN. Either will satisfy the male. So sign of an injury, maybe I'm going to go with swelling, or what we medical professionals refer to as edema. I'm kidding. I'm not really a medical professional. I'm a hospital administrator. She's a nurse. She's the professional. Okay. R2's well-spoken partner. So I'm thinking 3 CPO. And let's see, eventually, see, here we go again. There's something, I see, it's just not a very clear clue. This is the same thing I dealt with yesterday. Okay, so ergo, prepare for a kiss would be to lean in. Hoppy initials. Well, that's an IPA. So is it 3PO? 3PO? Where did I get the C from? Was it not 3CPO? I don't know. CP3O? C3PO. Oh, good Lord. Come on. Cause of some head scratching. R2's full of 3PO. So what is this? Cause of some head scratching. What? N blank blank. You're the nurse. What could that be? A knit? You scratching. Well, I don't know what else to put here, and I'm ready to be done with this. I'm afraid this thing's gone 23 and a half minutes already. Okay. Appreciated as a joke. Okay, maybe got it. And this measure of energy savings as when the meter runs in reverse. Wait. Seems like we had this or something. Okay, so I think that's a negawatt. Now, what I don't understand. Okay, the puzzle is filled, but at least one square is amiss. Grr. Yeah, okay, I'll keep trying. We're going to try all the way over here to the check the puzzle, because I don't have time for this mess. Hey, none of y'all have it done. No way. Go ahead. Check it. Check it anyway. I don't care. What do we got? See if I can get this figured out. Is this a that and what's a little bit of everything? Oh, and a fix. So I guess I knew that, but I'd put an I there. So what is our prize, Bob? Bob? No prize, because this one sucked. Though I can't say that I sucked too bad at it. I think that it was just very weirdly clued, and it was just kind of messy. It wasn't like the cleanest, most clever thing ever. There was a couple of clever things, but not a lot of it, right? It was just kind of a messy grid in a lot of ways, and I wasn't too impressed. But that is to say, I wish I could build a grid like this. I just not that good at building grids. But yes, as always, it's good to have you here for Wind Down with the Crossword. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow, if assuming there's time to do one. Again, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, adios, masalamati, que tengas buen lindo día, and annyeonghaseyo. Cheers, and stay safe out there. Can you believe that? Seriously? Put a knit in there? That was disgusting.